Football is more than just rivalry on the pitch. It's a rich culture filled with history, symbolism, and captivating stories. From Arsenal's cannon and Liverpool's legendary bird to Juventus's mysterious nickname as the Old Lady, football clubs around the world carry meanings far beyond their names and crests. Today, we're diving deep into these iconic symbols and uncovering their hidden tales. If you love these fascinating football stories and want more, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button. It's no surprise that Arsenal is famously known as the Gunners, especially when you take a look at the iconic cannon featured in their logo. This nickname traces back to the club's roots in 1886, when it was founded by a group of 15 workers from the Royal Arsenal Munitions Factory in Woolwich, southeast London. Originally named Dial Square, the club moved to Highbury in 1913 and adopted the name Arsenal. But the cannon? That has never left. It has remained a constant, proudly displayed across almost every version of their crest. In fact, both the cannon and the nickname the Gunners featured prominently in the club's logos between 1930 and 1949. Now, while there's little mystery about why Liverpool are called the Reds, you might have wondered about that graceful bird on their badge. Recently, Liverpool simplified their crest, leaving almost nothing but that bird. It's called the Liverbird, a mythical creature that's symbolized the city of Liverpool for over 800 years. You'll even find a pair of these birds standing tall atop the Royal Liver building in the heart of the city. According to local legend, the female bird keeps watch over the sea, protecting the sailors and ensuring their safe return. The male bird, meanwhile, looks inland, guarding the families they leave behind. The tale says if the two ever turned to face each other, they'd fall in love, abandon their duties, and the city would cease to exist. The fox that appears in Leicester City's crest isn't just a decorative element, it's the club's nickname. The foxes comes from the region's deep-rooted fox hunting traditions. Leicestershire is widely known as the birthplace of fox hunting in the United Kingdom. While that tradition may feel controversial today, it reflects the cultural significance of foxes in the area. Their presence in the club's badge, and as its nickname, honours that legacy. Since 2004, hunting foxes has been officially banned in Great Britain. Manchester City's nickname, the Citizens, directly refers to the people of the city itself. But beneath the surface, it carries an edge. City fans argue that they, not United, are the true team of Manchester. Their stadium sits in the heart of the city, while United's ground and training facilities lie beyond the city's official limits. It's why City supporters chant, "This is our city, go back to London," claiming United fans aren't even local enough to find Manchester on a map. One of football's most iconic and intimidating nicknames, the Red Devils, wasn't born inside Old Trafford. During Sir Matt Busby's early reign, Manchester United's young and dazzling squad was affectionately called the Busby Babes. But after the tragic plane crash in 1958, that name became a painful reminder. In search of a new identity, one with power and presence, Busby looked elsewhere. He borrowed it from a local rugby team, Salford, who had once dominated a tournament in France. The French press had dubbed them Les Diables Rouges, the Red Devils. Let's turn to Tottenham Hotspur, often called simply Spurs. The name Spur refers to the sharp metal tool knights used on their boots to drive horses forward, its shape resembling a rooster. The club's name, Hotspur, honours Sir Harry Hotspur, a famed medieval knight, and inspired the cockerel featured on the team's early crest. Over time, the rooster was redesigned with a sleeker look, but it never left. The lesser-known nickname, the Lily-Whites, refers to the team's early kit colour, a bright, lily-white shirt that became a visual trademark. And finally, West Ham United. Their two nicknames, the Irons and the Hammers, share the same industrial roots. The club was originally founded as Thames Ironworks FC in 1895, linked directly to a shipbuilding and ironworks company of the same name. After becoming a limited company in 1900, they were renamed West Ham United. The crossed hammers in their badge are a tribute to the ironworking trade, and the nickname the Hammers hammers that identity home. Athletic Bilbao plays its home matches in a stadium named after a saint, San Mamés, built right next to a church bearing the same name. It's no coincidence, then, that the team is known as Los Leones, or the Lions. The nickname traces back to Saint Mamés himself, a Christian martyr who, according to legend, was thrown to the lions by the Romans, but instead of being devoured, he tamed them. The story turned him into a saint, and the lion became a symbol of strength and defiance. So embedded is this identity in the club that its youth academy players are affectionately called the Lion Cubs. One of Atletico Madrid's most common nicknames is Los Colchoneros, which translates to the mattress makers. Why? Because after the Spanish Civil War, mattresses were commonly covered in red and white striped fabric, just like Atletico's iconic kit. But there's a lesser-known nickname too, Los Indios, meaning the Indians. This name was coined during the 1960s and 70s, a time when Atletico signed a wave of talented South American players. The term stuck, becoming part of the club's identity, even if it sparked debate over its appropriateness. Barcelona's nickname, Blaugrana, is Catalan for their signature colours, blue and garnet, but it's their fans' nickname, Los Cules, that comes with a cheeky backstory. In the early 20th century, before the construction of Camp Nou, Barca played in a much smaller stadium. With limited space inside, many fans had no choice but to sit on the perimeter walls. Passers-by walking outside the stadium would often see rows of supporters' backsides hanging over the edge. The term cules, a slang word referring to buttocks, was born from those unforgettable sights. Espanyol, another Catalan club, carries the light-hearted nickname Los Periquitos, the parakeets. From 1923 until 1997, the club played at Estadio de Sarria, a ground surrounded by trees that were often home to flocks of escaped parakeets. Over time, the chirping birds became a familiar sound during match days, and the nickname stuck as a playful symbol of the club's identity. Real Madrid's most recognized nickname, Los Blancos, simply means the whites, a nod to their all-white kit. But there's a sweeter nickname in the mix, Los Merengues. Borrowed from French cuisine, the word refers to a dessert made of whipped egg whites and sugar, what we know as meringue. In the 1960s, famed Spanish broadcaster Matias Prats Cañete drew a comparison between Madrid's glistening white jerseys and the glossy surface of the dessert. Whether it was just about colour or something more regal, since the dessert also vaguely resembles a crown, is anyone's guess. Sevilla FC, a club with many nicknames, plays in the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan Stadium, located in the Nervion district of Seville. Naturally, this earned them the title Los Nervionenses, the Nervion Ones. But perhaps the most intriguing nickname is Los Palanganas, meaning the wash basins. It stems from a dramatic moment in the club's early history. A young player from the working class was controversially signed, creating a rift within the club's board. Some directors resigned in protest, but before leaving, they left a parting gift, a white wash basin. Inside it was a note that read, "Keep this basin to collect your tears, not from your failures, but from our successes, because from now on, you'll be more aware of our triumphs than your own reality." A poetic burn, long before social media. They basically said, write it in your diary and cry about it. One of Juventus's most iconic nicknames is La Vecchia Signora, the Old Lady. Its origins date back to the early 20th century, though the exact story remains uncertain. Some say the nickname first appeared in 1931 during a match against Genoa, coined by a journalist struck by Juventus's graceful style of play. Another theory points to irony. While the word Juventus means youth in Latin, fans affectionately began calling the club an old lady, much like young people jokingly call each other granny or geezer. The phrase became a symbol of timeless elegance, and so did the zebra. The animal represents Juventus's black and white colours, but also, like the team itself, the zebra moves with poise and purpose. Outside Juventus, most Italian clubs derive their nicknames from colours. Inter are nerazzurri, which means the black and blues in Italian. AC Milan are rossoneri, the red and blacks. But because several teams share similar colours, these nicknames often have broader applications. Unlike clubs from other countries, Italian sides tend to be more closely tied to their historical emblems than to unique nicknames. Inter's crest has long featured a coiled serpent known as the Biscione. This viper, often displayed in ultras banners and choreographies, is one of Milan's oldest symbols, dating back over 700 years. It was first used by the powerful Visconti family after they seized control of the city in 1277. Their fiercest rivals, AC Milan, are symbolized by Il Diavolo, the devil. That identity comes directly from the club's English founder, Herbert Kilpin, who once declared, "We'll be a team of devils. Our colours will be red like fire, and black like the fear we'll strike in our opponents." The red devil eventually became a visual symbol of the club, even appearing in some of its old crests. As Roma draws power from a different creature, La Lupa, the she-wolf. This symbol harks back to the founding myth of Rome itself. According to legend, twins Romulus and Remus, abandoned on the banks of the Tiber, were rescued and nursed by a she-wolf. They grew up to overthrow their tyrant uncle Amulius and restore their grandfather to power. Romulus later founded the city of Rome, and the wolf became a guardian of Roman identity, a perfect fit for a club bearing the city's name. Fiorentina are known as La Viola, the Purple Violets. This nickname simply reflects their iconic violet kits. The club's badge also features a red lily, the official emblem of Florence. The city is even nicknamed the City of Lilies, reinforcing the deep connection between the team, its colours, and its home. And then there's Lazio, known as Le Aquile or Le Aquilotti, the Eagles or the Young Eagles. The nickname was chosen by club founder Luigi Bigarelli. The eagle was the emblem of ancient Roman legions and emperors, representing power and conquest. If you examine Lazio's past logos, you'll notice the eagle growing larger and more prominent over time. Some might find the design a little disproportional, but for the club, that oversized bird says it all: pride, legacy, and soaring ambition. In Germany, most football clubs are known by their abbreviations: BVB, HSV, FCU, but there are exceptions. Teams with nicknames rich in story and symbolism. Bayern Munich is famously called Die Bayern, a nod to their Bavarian roots. But there's a flashier moniker too, FC Hollywood. This nickname surfaced in the late 20th century, when the club was known as much for its off-pitch drama and media attention as for its dominance on the field. On occasion, they're also referred to as Stern des Südens, the Star of the South, a poetic reflection of both their geographic and footballing stature. Schalke 04, one of Germany's most historic clubs, proudly carries the nickname Die Knappen, the Miners. The club was founded in 1904 by coal miners in the Ruhr region, and their academy bears the fitting name Knappenschmiede, the Miners' Forge. Wolfsburg's nickname is as straightforward as it gets: the Wolves. The name of both the club and the city stems from Wolfsburg Castle, built in the 14th century. The noble Bartensleben family who constructed it featured a wolf on their coat of arms, an image that echoes in today's club identity. Bayer Leverkusen was founded by employees of a major pharmaceutical company, and its nickname reflects that industrial heritage. They are known as Die Werkself, the Factory 11. This label is as old and established as the club's official name, underlining its deep corporate roots. Between 1991 and 2007, SC Freiburg was managed by Volker Finke, whose tactical vision transformed the club into something special. Their elegant, attacking football earned them a rare nickname: the Breisgau Brazilians. It was a nod to their region, their flair, and their un-German style of play. The eagle, an image seen across many football cultures, takes flight in Frankfurt. Eintracht Frankfurt is home to Attila, a live eagle who performs a majestic flight show before every home game at the Waldstadion. Both the club crest and the city's coat of arms proudly feature the eagle, symbolizing power and pride. And then there's Kaiserslautern, home of Die Roten Teufel, the Red Devils. While the nickname might not be unique in the world of football, Kaiserslautern's fan culture gives it real weight. In a country where large-scale choreography isn't as common as in other footballing nations, their ultras bring the devilish spirit to life with stunning visual displays that ignite the Fritz Walter Stadion. Another eagle, this time in Portugal. Benfica not only embraces the nickname the Eagles, but also features the bird prominently in its crest. On match days, they take the symbolism to a whole new level. A real eagle soars over the crowd and lands at midfield, right on the club's emblem. For Benfica, the eagle stands for authority and nobility, a majestic guardian watching over the game. FC Porto, on the other hand, breathes fire. Known as Dragões, the Dragons, they draw both their nickname and crest symbol from the city's coat of arms. Their home ground, Estádio do Dragão, the Dragon Stadium. To Porto, the dragon represents the spirit of conquest, mythological power, and the certainty of a bold future. In legend, dragons are nearly immortal, beasts of strength, resilience, and undying ambition, and that's exactly what Porto aspires to be. In the Netherlands, Ajax Amsterdam gets its name from a legendary Greek warrior, Ajax the Great, but their nickname, De Goden Zonen, translates to Sons of the Gods. It's a tribute to their mythological roots and their academy, a footballing factory producing prodigies year after year. Ajax doesn't just build players, they forge football's chosen ones. PSV Eindhoven, meanwhile, has a nickname that lights up a room. They're called De Lampen, the Lamps. Why? Because the club was founded by the Philips Electronics Company, which started out manufacturing light bulbs in the late 19th century. The name shines with history, fusing local industry with sporting identity. Now, down in Argentina, things get more eccentric. Estudiantes de La Plata go by pincharatas, rat stabbers. Theories vary. Some say it's a nod to the club's medical student founders. Others point to Felipe Montedonica, a legendary fan known for hunting rats in the local marketplace. Either way, it's a name that bites. Newell's Old Boys, Lionel Messi's boyhood club, carry the unlikely nickname La Lepra, the lepers. But behind the uncomfortable label lies a touching story. In the 1920s, the club organized charity matches to raise money for leprosy patients. The community never forgot, and the name became a badge of compassion. And finally, Los Millonarios, the Millionaires. That's what they call River Plate. The name dates back to 1932, when the club broke the world transfer record by signing Bernabé Ferreira for a staggering 35,000 Argentine pesos. In an era when such figures were unheard of, River flaunted their wealth, and the nickname stuck. And there you have it, the fascinating stories behind football's most iconic nicknames and crests. Which story surprised you the most? Do you know any other intriguing football nicknames or symbols you'd like us to explore next? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Until next time, keep loving the beautiful game.